Hello everyone, it's that time again, time for another. This is Commentary with Ozzy Rose. Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Ozzy Rose. I hope everyone's having a great day. As for me, no complaints as usual, except it's kind of raining on my parade and I don't get to go strutting today, but oh well, I'll get over it. But I'm not upset about it. That's going to happen sometimes. But anyways, the topic for today's commentary is comedy. That's right, comedy. When I was in a treatment center down in Searcy for my drug and alcohol addiction, I met a kid in there named Eddie, big tall kid. He said, "You gotta laugh sometimes, Ozzy." I said, "I know it." I said, "Man, if you don't have some comedy in your life and you're serious all the time," I said, "some bad, serious things can happen to you." He goes, "You got that right." But Eddie was right. I tend to believe if you have more comedy in your life than seriousness, if I can say that right, you live a happy-go-lucky life. I truly do believe that comedy does bring laughter. I've always kind of believed that. But I also believe laughter brings love at the same time. Don't get me wrong. I know there's times when we have to be serious, take care of business, as I call it. But when you don't have to, like me, when I have to be serious, I am, of course. But when I don't have to be, I try to be seriously funny. So that's what I'm saying. I came from a long list of uncles on my mom's side that was all very comical. One uncle in particular, he knew the two things he could not deal with in life. And one was sadness and one was anger. And I never seen him sad a day in his life. Even though two of his three grown children had done passed, I didn't see that in him. He was always a riot about making you laugh. Now, it's one thing if he got mad, though. If he got mad at you, he'd let it out right then, and that would be it. And then he was back to his comical self. But I never seen him sad a day. Even when he lost his whole left leg through amputation, I never seen him fret about it. So comedy really worked in his life. He lived to be 81 years old. I've learned from him and from a lot of other people that comedy does work. I tend to believe if you don't have to be serious, be seriously funny the rest of the time. When you have to be serious, then be serious, of course. And that's like me. When I don't have to be serious, I try to be seriously funny. So a comedy truly works in my life, and it truly does. I know in this country we're not really known for that. We're known as the most violent country in the world. Even though we're not a communist country, we're known to be the most violent. And it's not just for murders, rapes, molestations, it's assault and batteries. I would only hope someday, I don't think it'll ever happen, but I would only hope someday that we would go to be known as, they used to be known as the most violent country in the world. Now they're known as the most comedy country, the most laughing, the most loving. Because I do believe laughter brings love. That's just my own take. As y'all know, in these commentary segments, I usually just talk about what works for me, not telling you what would work for you, because I don't know what would work for you. But I would say this to anybody, if you're serious all the time, that's not a good thing, at least physical health-wise. Probably not emotionally, mentally either. When you have to be serious, you be serious. When you don't have to be, don't be. Have laughter, because Eddie was right. Eddie was a younger man than me. He was in his 30s, and he was a severe alcoholic. Matter of fact, he had got there before I did. And the first 2 days he was there, he don't remember it because he was in a hospital. He went to a seizure. But Eddie was like that. There was a man there that really, he kept Eddie up all night. He was in the room next to him. And Eddie, if that man was talking, he'd say, "Shut up, fool." That's how Eddie would deal with him, But Eddie was like that. He didn't let nothing get to him. There's most of the time I don't, most of the time. It depends on what you do. You stab me with that dagger in the back and it comes out my chest, then I get serious real quick. Then I'm over it, like my uncle was, that I was talking about. It's one thing if you made him mad. He'd get mad at you. but he let it out right then, and then it was over with. And I'm the same way myself today, you know. So that's what I'm saying. You know, there's times when you have to be all business, but when you don't have to be, don't. You know, it's one thing if you don't want to be seriously funny, just be seriously loving, if nothing else. You know, that's what I would say. You know, don't get me wrong, I don't tell anybody what to do. I'm nobody's boss. Heck, I'm not even my own. I just do what the man upstairs wants me to do. You know, so, but to give you something to kind of laugh about too, because the topic is comedy, I do not blame President Trump. If he did pay Stormy Daniels, I mean, it just shows that he's a man. I mean, I would love to be able to pay Stormy Daniels to spank me. You know, she calls him Spanky because, you know, she said he liked to be spanked. You know, I can't say I would blame him if he did, you know, pay her for sex and she spanked him. I mean, if I had that kind of money, I would love to pay her to spank me, you know, and do some other things. But that's probably for another commentary segment. But just to give you something, you know. Excuse me. So, you know, I mean, it shows that he loves women. What's wrong with that? You know, I mean, I cut up at my primary care physician's office when this one nurse works there. I call her the vice principal because she's usually got a serious look on her face, even though she's not being real serious. And I tell her, you know, you're not Stormy Daniels, but you'll do. Go get that paddle. I'm like Trump. I like to be spanked. she knows I'm a dirty old man. And it cracks her up when I tell her that. But in all fairness, I'm just kidding around. But, you know, but if she wanted to spank me, I'd let her. That's for sure. You know. But, you know, yeah. You know, there was times in life that I really didn't have much comedy in my life. Excuse me. But 50 years, I didn't really have much comedy. There wasn't much laughter in the 50 years. There is now. Every day when I go out there strutting, I've had people give me comments, don't you know people are laughing at you? And I said, sure, I laugh at me when I see me on video. My body's going one way and my tits are going another. I said, so I laugh at me. I said, I don't have a problem with that. I hope they do laugh. I said, laughter brings love, man. I said, I laugh at me too when I see me on video. And I truly do. And I have a lot of fun doing it out there. You know, so if that's what people do to me here, then that means I'm doing my job. You know, so take it from a guy that used to be all serious too, seriously sad in life. Like I said, there wasn't hardly no comedy in those 50 years. There is a lot of it today, you know. I don't suffer anywhere now. I don't suffer from sadness anymore. I don't suffer emotionally, mentally, physically, or spiritually. I am fit in all those departments. But my stomach doesn't look like it. And that's the truth. People that know me around here saying, you're getting the gut on you now, Ozzy. I said, yeah, my whole body is in shape, and my spirituality is too, and emotionally, mentally. But I said, my stomach is not showing it. It looks like I'm about 4 months pregnant now. That's what I tell them. I said, that's what happens when you eat and go to sleep, you know. So yeah, when I see me on video, yeah, my body's going one way. When I'm out here strutting, my tits are going another way, and my stomach is staying in the same place. So I laugh at me too. And I would tell you, have comedy in your life. If you don't have to be serious at any time, then just be seriously funny, you know. Because I do believe comedy works. I'm a firm believer in it now, that's for sure, you know. I just wish the 50 years that I didn't have no comedy and it was seriously sad that I would have had comedy those whole 50 years. But better late than never. I have it now. And I hope all of you do too, you know. But that's going to be about a wrap for this commentary segment. Of course, the topic was comedy. And if you don't have comedy in your life, I pray that you do. And I hope everyone has a good night. Join me on my show tonight at 7 p.m., The Strutting Man Show, 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time on TikTok. We'll see you then. Have a good day, everybody, and a good night. So long. God bless you all.